Hi, this is Miss Rain from imvu, and today we are going to do OP maps, and we are going to start on some basic texturing and shadow when making your own design on a product in imvu. The mesh we will be working with today is this one by Sis 3D. I prefer the size RLL. This is HD dress version 1. And the meshes you will need to download off of this. Let me explain them as I scroll through. This is the full universal body mesh. This is what is made, we use to make the underwear or whatever, and it's also universal to any and all maps. This second one will be another layer. This is actually the top and the bottom and the sleeves all in one, so you don't have to work them separately. The third one, this is just the top. This is one that you will click and download, save that to your desktop. This is just the sleeves. You will also click that, download, and save to desktop. And the last one is the skirt. You will also click that, download, and save to desktop. These are the 3 meshes I am going to be showing you today, and I'm showing you how to work the areas separately. And pretty much the technique will be used on any and all meshes that you do, that you make your own design. Alright, so once you get those downloaded and saved to desktop, go ahead and hit Derive from Product. As you see, I already have it in. I never use the default Abby. I don't like it, so you know I have to be all beautiful me. Anyways, let's go ahead and get those pulled up in GIMP. Alright. There we go. Get that adjusted so you can see there. Alright, right now I have the arms up. We're not going, matter of fact, I personally, for this outfit, we are not going to do the arms, but I'm going to just leave them up so I can show you how to read that mesh. Alright, so first we're going to start on the top layer. We're going to add a layer, and we're going to start this one with black background. Alright, and we are going to pretty much bucket fill that black, and then we're going to hide that. We're going to add a layer. We're going to add a layer, and we're going to rename this, and we're going to do this as neckline. Alright, and the reason why we are doing this one neckline, let me get this centered, and I am actually going to zoom in. I zoom in because it's easier for me to see. You don't have to, but this is just easier for me. This is also how you make sure your lines on your shoulders and everything meet up correctly. Hint, hint. Alright, so what we are going to start with, like I said, is the neckline. I love the paths tool for this. I'm actually going to start right here. Yep, we're going to do this a little bit differently. As you see, oops. No. That did not work out right like I planned, so let's go ahead and, as you see, I start just above the mesh. Let's make this neckline a little bit different. We're going to pull this out just like this and pull this back in. This is what I love about the paths tool. You can move it and adjust your lines to however you want them. Alright. Move that anchor off the thing. I want this back out. Alright. Now, that don't look too bad for right now. So let's go ahead. I want to make sure my white is on top. Go to the tools, stroke my path. I'm going to set this for about 4. And I'm going to stroke that line. Then, I'm going to duplicate. Flip this layer. And you see how those meet up. Wonderful thing about this is Whatever you do to one side, you can do to the other. Work one side, duplicate, flip. That automatically makes the other side work. So I like how that matches up and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and merge those two down. Now I'm going to do the back neckline. As you see, I'm labeling my layers. Always label your layers. All right. Now, back with my pass tool. You see the line that we put our neckline on, right? Well, that's this line right here. So we're just going to kind of go just right above that neckline, just like that. And let's make this a lower cut. How about that? I'm kind of going to bottom out that bottom right there. Just like that. That might actually need to be moved over just a tad bit. Okay. Now we are going to do the same thing. We are going to stroke our path. Still have 4, and we're going to stroke just like that. Now I'm going to duplicate, and we are going to flip. Merge down. All right. Now I can just leave it as it is if I wanted to. No big deal. I actually think I want to do something along the lines with the arms. I think I want to make this a sleeveless shirt. Okay. Move that down there just like that. Take that off. These two lines are the lines that'll meet up. So we're going to go just like that. We're kind of going to just drag this down, drag this out, drag this up and out. And as you see, kind of got to play with it. I want to see how this does. Okay. This is alright, and now I'm going to stroke my path. Alright, that's kind of how that's going to look. I'm praying they line up the way I want to, but we are going to see. If not, we can always take them off. It's no big deal. This is just like a trial and error thing. Alright, so now I got that done. Let me go back over here. Duplicate. Flip. Because as I said, what is done to one side will be done to the other. Merge down. Add another layer. And this is going to be shirt. Alrighty. Now, we are going to do this shirt like this. How about, let's start right here. I'm going to hold my shift and my control. Makes a solid line across. And then I'm going to just kind of trace out the rest. Or not a solid line, sorry, straight line across. No, I just, as I said, I trace out the rest. I really hope this lines up right. This is more of a difficult design. You don't necessarily have to do this exact design, but you know, this kind of just shows you how important it is to be able to read a mesh, because you got to know where your lines connect. Yes, I know this is a very long process of cutting it out or tracing it out. You could just go ahead and do one side and then do the other, but I prefer to just do it like this. That's just me, but just whatever is easiest for you, I encourage. You can take some techniques that I use. Like I said, not everybody uses same techniques that I do. You can just do, something, whatever it is that's simplest for you, but still gets the job done. Some people never get the hang of the paths tool. It took me a while, but once I got it, it's so much easier than doing tracing it out by hand or trying to draw a straight line or draw these lines like that. Paths tool makes it so much simpler, so less time consuming. All right, got those dots connected. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bucket fill that white, select none, bring up my black. Let's go back and make sure I'm going to go in bigger. Make sure I have no little gaps between my neckline or my lines or anything, and everything looks good. Oh, there's a little gap right there, so let's get this. Let's go smaller. Okay. It's not going to let me do nothing like that, so I'm trying to fill that in some. That's the good thing about zooming in, and it still didn't fill it in all the way. There we go. File, and we're going to export this as class top 2 JPG opmap.jpg. Save that to desktop, and then we are going to also go back in, export as, and we are going to change this to PSD. Reason why we do this for PSD files is for DCMA purposes. It protects you and guarantees that your work is yours and it is not stolen. So, okay, nobody go back in and say you stole their work because you have a PSD file. Always remember that. Must have. All right, let's go back in. Oops. Okay. I'm going to leave this layer alone because I just got a new computer, so I don't have my penny layer made. So I'm going to leave that alone and just use their default layer. Okay, I am not using the mesh number 20, so we're going to go ahead and black that out and apply changes. Now, we will be working with mesh number 21. That would be this one right here. Oops, don't mind that. So I load in my OP map and I hit apply changes. Now, I'm not going to use these sleeves. Let's go ahead and black them out too. Now, I kind of like how that turned out actually. Arms don't, ooh, never mind. That is a mess. Okay. So we are going to have to, you can fix that. I always fix that. But I am not going to do that tonight. I want to show, for you guys to see how this goes, but I actually don't like these arms. So let's go back in on the shirt part, and I'm going to grab my paintbrush. I'm going to go a little bit bigger than a 5. And I'm going to just paint this stuff right on in. That should help everything line up correctly. Alright, let's go back in, pull the black back up. Save as, class, export. Go back in, add it to number 21. Okay, it's better. It's not the best. But as you see, you get it. Alright, I might just go ahead and add sleeves back to that just to correct that. Also, I would have to go in and remove some off of a neck area. Just because, let's get these merged down. Lower it. Let's see, right here. It's gone over just a tad too much. Easy fix, go in and delete some. Turn that back up. Put your black back on there. Kind of make your line a little cleaner. Oops, edit, undo. I'm going to have to go in bigger to do that. Fine detailing, sometimes you have to go in bigger to make sure you get the right pixels. Oops. Edit, undo. This should be better. File, export. And we'll try it in now. And as you see, they cleaned that shoulder up where it made it even. Now, in order to fix that gap right there, you just literally have to put the sleeve on. Otherwise, it just kind of looks funky, but, you know, you have to do the sleeve in order to correct that, even if it's a small amount. Okay, so on to the bottoms. We've got our OP map done for our top. Now let's go to our bottom. Alright, I'm going to zoom this up a little bit because it's kind of small. Start with our bottom. Make that black. Hide that. Add another layer. Bottoms are easy. Since it's a skirt, real easy. The easiest way to do it is the rectangle select tool. And then all you do is you start at the top, drag it down to the length that you want it. This, of course, would be all the way to the ankles. This is just below the knee. This is the knee area right here. This is your thighs, and this is the booty. Alright, I like mid-length or knee-length dresses. So I'm going to pull that down to about the knee area, and I'm going to bucket fill that white. I'm going to go in and, of course, pull that black up. Select none. File, export as, class, skirt, OP map. And then, of course, again, as PSD. Okay, now I have to update this one as well. File, save, or export as. That one right there. Alright. Now let's do the sleeves. We're not actually going to do a whole big section of the sleeves. Alright. As always, we're going to bucket fill that. hide it, add a new layer, rectangle select, and like I said, I just barely want any type of sleeve, pretty much. I'm going to bucket fill it like that. Alright. Export as class. And once again, make sure you make a PSD file. Alright, now we're going to go in and we're going to load in the skirt, which is the skirt number 2, or OP skirt right there. Add in the sleeves, right there, and apply changes. As you see, that puts a small sleeve on, also corrects that gap right there. Alright. And also, my skirt is the length that I want. So pretty much we are done with this OP map. This is what the design of our outfit will be. The reason why we do the OP map in black and white is because the white holds the color, the black pretty much takes away what we're not going to use. Alright, so next, let's start our texture. Alright, I'm actually going to delete this layer. And this is going to be our color. Now, let's go in and choose a color. Let's do a blue. Kind of like that color. There we go. Let's do this color blue. And oops, I don't want to bucket fill that color. Let's bucket fill it with the blue. I'm going to click on the bottom layer, use my color select tool, and I'm going to click where I know it's transparent. As you see, it's outlined our shirt. We're going to go up to color and we are going to hit delete. And bam, that just pretty much cuts our color to the shape that we want. Now we're going to hit select and none. Excuse me. And we are going to hide our white layer. Alright, now first things first, let's go ahead and get the rest of our stuff into with the same color. Bucket fill, same technique, click on the layer below, color select, click on the transparent top, and delete. Once again, same thing, add your layer, bucket fill that with the color. I actually select none. I didn't want to do it like that. Bucket fill my color. Even though I know I had it select, the reason why I do this is because if you don't do it like this, you'll have a white line in your product. That's why I do it the way I do. I don't want the white lines. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and delete that and then select and then none. Alright, now, when working with a flat color, I always use a RBG noise. Alright, so we're going to go in here and we're going to go to noise, RBG noise. And the reason why we do this with the RBG noise is because it gives the texture definition. It looks more like cloth. Alright, normally when you open up this RBG noise, it'll have this independent RBG box clicked. Do not have that clicked. Unclick that. Alright, normally I usually do about a 2, sometimes 3, but you have to keep in mind, the more sparkle or the more RBG noise, the more of a sparkle effect your clothing will have. Alright, so I'm going to just do this one, probably about a 3. And as you see, it's giving it a little bit of texture and depth. It looks more like fabric. And I am going to hit all my layers with that RBG noise, so that way it's the same throughout the texture. Alright, now we're going to start with the shadowing and placing of the anatomy and the shadows for the anatomy. So we're going to start with brush shadow. Alright, let's go ahead and change our colors back to black and white. I am going to turn my opacity down just enough so I can see my mesh underneath. And then I'm going to click back on the top layer. Alright, now I'm going to take my eclipse tool and I'm going to just kind of make my little circle just like that. Alright, not too big, but that's the breast. So what we're fixing to do is we're fixing to make this shadow for the rest. Alright, so I grab my paintbrush, make sure I have my hard circle. You can use the fuzzy brushes if you wanted to as well. And I'm going to just go underneath the breast just as so. You can do just a little bit heavier right there. And then I'm also going to do just right here, because we have a natural indent at the top of our breast coming from our chest. Alright, so now I'm going to take my smudge tool and I'm going to smudge that out just a tad bit. Yes. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Alright, so we're going to take our smudge tool and we're just kind of going to just smudge out these edges just a tad bit, just as so. Alright, now I'm going to go to filters and I'm going to go to blur and Gaussian blur. And I see where I messed up already. I put my color. Nope, I didn't mess up. Okay. Make sure you're on the right layer, folks. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to go to Gaussian blur. Reshow Gaussian blur. Let's turn this down some. I'm going to hit it with about a 10 at first. Alright. And then I'm going to go select and none. And I'm going to go to filters and I'm going to repeat. And I'm going to repeat. And I'm going to repeat this a few times. About like that. And I'm going to duplicate and I'm going to flip. And then I'm going to merge these two down. And if you notice, I did that before I did anything else as far as adjusting of the opacity, all that stuff. And it's the reason for that is because sometimes it'll tend to flip itself back over and undo all your work and you have to redo it anyways. So do all this before you mess with anything else. So first we're going to play with the overlay. See how that looks. Now as you see, it made that shadow look a little bit more natural. It's not as dark and everything as the other one. But we're going to duplicate this. And we're going to turn this down just a tad bit. Alright. Bring back up your black layer. File. Let's go rename this. And this is going to be our color or texture. .jpg. Save that. Alright, let's go try that on. Go back up to our number 21 layer. We're going to put it on the texture side. And we're just going to load that in. Just like that. Now as you see, it has a shadow. You can tell where the breasts belong. in this outfit. It's got the shadow underneath. It's got the shadow on top, just where the breast comes off of your chest. That shadow looks really, really good. Okay, so our next step on this, we're going to do brush shine. Alright, brush shine is really, really easy to do. You'll actually be very shocked. Alright. We are going to add another layer. And we're going to call this one breast shine. Alright, and we're going to put our white on top, so it's the color we use. And we're just going to kind of do that right here. Take your brush, kind of smudge, or your smudge tool, kind of smudge that out just a tad bit. Go to duplicate your layer. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead and blur this out. Repeat Gosling blur. Actually, let's show Gosling blur. Let's get this sucker blurred out. Do it again. Okay. Duplicate. Flip. For some reason, that seems off to me. Okay, I could be seeing things, but anyways, let's go ahead and go merge these down. And I think I'm actually just going to turn these down some. I'm not actually going to put those in overlay. We're just going to turn those down. Alright, file, export, and let's go try this in on imvu. And we have added shine. You see it's not too heavy, it's not too much, but it is there. Alright. One other main detail to always remember to do on a top is your spine shadow. Mind you, I am not showing you how to do everything, every detail on this. I'm just showing you the main points that you need to focus on and know where to place on a product, and it's important. These are things that you have to do. Now you can always add your own wrinkles, add wrinkles here. That's your stomach area. Add wrinkles in the shoulders. Add wrinkles in the sides. Add your seams down the side. You don't have to necessarily leave this as a plain item. You can actually go in and put stripes on it. You don't have to leave it plain. See, just like that, and it appears to be denim. Just that easy. Make it you. I actually like that. That's really, really cute. Let's go see what that looks like. Yeah, I really, really like that. I like those stripes. That's really cute to me. I like that texture. But you should always play with different things. Play with your filters. You can get different effects. Like, it's some pretty neat stuff on here. You'd be shocked. Just be original. That's the main thing. But like I said, you must always put in your shadows, your details. This is stuff that makes it appear more realistic. Of course, your shadows, you can include, say, let's do it like this. Let's do some, there's normally some shadowing underneath here. Just in the armpit area, just a little bit. Gosling blur that sucker on out. Go in, overlay, duplicate, flip. Go in and add it in. Because you know, there's always shadow underneath the arms. And bam, you can see there's armpit shadow. Really easy to do. Alright. Just little things like this mean so much. Just like we have another one. Here's our other one we do. A back shadow. Let's turn this down to about a 4. We're going to start right here on the edge. We're going to make a straight line all the way down just like that. Let's go in and blur it. Probably not that much. Duplicate. Flip. Merge down. Overlay. File. Export. We're going to flip that around. Add that in. And then we got our spine shadow just like that. That is another very key thing as far as creating. You do want to always have your spine shadow effect to it. I actually like that. Or say if your shoulder blade area was covered up, you want to do that little shadow in that area just to show that's where that area would be. You know, in clothing, especially tight tops, you can see these bones or your shoulder blades in your clothing. All right, so that would be the top. Now we are going to do our bottom. Of course, we just did the stripes in this, so I'm actually going to take that and drop it over on top, so that way it carries the same color across. Let me go ahead and show you on that. This is skirt.jpg. And like I said, you want to carry these same effects over, you know, unless you decide to do your bottom a little bit different than your top. I want to make it all cohesive. So this is how it would look. Alright, and let's go ahead and do the same on the sleeves. And let's save those. .jpg. And get those loaded into imvu. And I actually really like this outfit. It's turning out really, really cute. Okay. Don't be surprised if you see this in my shop. Hey, I'm just saying. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the skirt and the detailing on the skirt. Sleeves, as you see, since it's so short, I technically wouldn't mess with the sleeves. I just leave them as they are. But on the skirt, we are going to need to do some detailing. Alright, let's go ahead and lower our layer, of course, so we can see up underneath. Maybe not down that much, but move our blank layer back up top. Alright, we're going to start with the booty. Alright, the booty shadow. This is about where I want my shadow to be, because that's the stop of the booty cheeks. So this shadow is, the booty is a little bit bigger. So it's going to cast a little bit more of a shadow. Alright, so we're going to go in here and grab our brush. Let's turn our size up a little bit. And just kind of go up underneath just like that. Oh, I don't like that at the top. That's too much. but right here at the top. And maybe a dot right there on the side. Now use your smudge tool, smudge out your edges. Just like that. I'm going to go down here and turn this color all the way back up so I can get the full effect when I do this. Now I'm going to go to filters and I'm going to go to Gaussian blur. And I'm going to turn that down to about 17 is good. Now I'm going to hit select none. And go to filters again. Repeat Gaussian blur. I'm going to turn that up some. Alright. I'm going to duplicate. Flip. Merge down. Overlay. Duplicate. And turn that down. Alright. Now, we're going to go in and we're going to try it in imvu. Turn her around. You see the shadow right here at the small of her back. You see the shadow on the legs is perfect ratio for the booty. And it's even got a little shadow on the hip area. That's pretty much what we would consider perfect placing for a booty shadow. Alright, our next step with that is we are going to go ahead and do the V shadow. That seems to be one of the big things people look for. Not exactly sure why, but you know, apparently it's a big thing. So we're going to turn our brush down to about a 4. Make sure we have a new layer. And we're just kind of going to follow the V. Oops, that is so ugly. Follow your V in your mesh. Alright, we're going to duplicate and flip. Alright, we're not going to quite merge these down yet. Alright, we're going to actually smudge this out a little bit because this is a skirt and you can elongate the shadow because of the way things seem to set. Alright, so we're going to do that layer. And just like that. And then we're going to merge them down. And now we're going to Gaussian blur. Turn this back up. Go down. Multiply. Export. There you go. You got where your V shadow is. It also kind of accentuates the thighs in the tummy area. So I like that shadow on certain things. I like how it looks. Alright. So the next thing we have is we did not do the booty shine. Let's go ahead and do the booty shine. Let's get our paintbrush. We're going to turn that down just a tad bit to about 8. That's a good number, but like I said, it's all up to you. There's no right or wrong way. Alright, so we're just going, oops, not right there, edit, undo that paintbrush. And just about right there. Get our smudge tool, smudge that out some. And then we're going to go to filters, repeat, Gaussian blur a few times. Duplicate, flip, merge down. Go ahead and turn that down some. Export. Let's turn her around. Now you see that put a lot of shine on her booty. It's all up to you. I personally don't like that. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to adjust that because to me that's still way too bright. Let's turn that down some more. Let's try it one more time. That's a little bit better. Just enough to lighten it some, but you can still see your shadows. Actually, I want to move that down. There we go. See how that looks now. Okay, there we go. I can still see my little shadow up there better. Alright, now those are some of the main components of the bottoms, but there's also other areas that can be accentuated, starting with the thighs and the legs. Okay, so we're going to add another layer, and we are going to keep with the white, and our brush, let's do about a 5. And let's do a little shine down the front and just a little bit in the back. Let's go ahead and turn this up some. Smudge that out. Don't have to be perfect. Go to filters, repeat, Gaussian blur. Let's turn this back up some. Duplicate, flip, merge down, filters, repeat. Lighten that up. About right there. It's about 50. Now we're going to add another layer. And we're going to take our black. We're going to go down, make our tool back down to a 5. And we're going to just come kind of down the hip like that. And then that was just absolutely horrible. I actually want to go ahead and do all the way down with the black line just like that. Alright, now I'm going to hit this end over here with the smudge. This is just some little random shadowing, nothing major. Filters, repeat, Gaussian blur, repeat, repeat. And then I'm going to duplicate and flip, merge down, overlay. And then we're going to turn those down. Just like that. See how you got the shadowing, the lighting. One thing I did not do that I should have is I should have done some shadowing right here down the middle. Mode, overlay, and turn that down some. Alright. And that's how you fix that. Alrighty. So that is our basics. That is our OP maps, teaches you our cuts. That is our shadowings, where to place everything. You can always add more detailing, add your zippers, add your buttons. Be original. I can't express that enough. Be original. The more original, the better. Don't copy everybody else. Practice also makes perfect. It's taken me years to get to the point I am now. And the more you do it, the better you get. So, like I said, feel free to explore. You guys are not going to submit this into shop. What I want is I want you to design an outfit. Whether it be pants, whether it be a skirt, whether, you know, but it has to be a full outfit. I want to see top that you designed and you made the cut just like we did this top. And it must be bottoms, skirt, whatever, designed like we did this one. I do not want recoloring. I want to see screenshots of each layer and everything in GIMP. I want to see the mesh that you use, all that. I'm giving you free range on that. Also, I want to see what it looks like in your imvu client. So, that is pretty much last night and tonight's classes all wrapped up into one video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. You guys have 1 week to, of course, turn in your assignments. Please get with me if you need anything. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with, and you have a wonderful night.